Now that you have your broom, you're going to hold the broom pretty loosely to start. Um, so as you go up and over, you're going to want to bend your elbows, and that's okay. There's no need to be really strict with yourself until you start to warm up, and then you want to start to straighten the elbows, and you can maybe even tighten your grip. Any hot or sharp pains in the shoulder, just hold a little more loosely. You'll definitely see my belly come out of this. Uh, here you go, whatever. You want to have pretty wide stands. I would say if you're using a mat as wide as your mat, maybe even wider. But you do want to have your second and third toes facing forward. Since I am not wearing, it's freezing out here, I'm wearing my trusty winter Vans. So I'm just trying to point my feet straight forward, and I have more of a pigeon toe than I might be used to. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to see the horizon. I'm going to go up and over slowly to start. So my knuckles are in front. I guess I should say that first. Knuckles are facing forward, so you have like a fist punching forward. Now let it go. So let the grip go slightly, about 50%. Go up, see the horizon, over and back. It's going to touch my butt from behind, and then back up, over. It's going to touch my pubis in the front. So I'm looking to see the horizon going up and over, and I'm giving myself about a count of 20. So that's 3. Each time I hit pubis, 4, 5. Now, same thing with this as the wood chopping exercise that we were doing earlier. You want to have bounce. So the bounce, the feet are giving you the apex of this circle that you're drawing with the broom or with the stick, whatever it is that you're using. Maybe we'll call that 10. I think that's about 10. And I'm trying to see the horizon. So the camera's down a little bit below. I'm trying to look out above the camera. And so I can feel my shoulders start to open up. So I'm starting to grip index finger, then middle finger, and then ring finger. Ooh, it's a little tight, so I'm going to stay with the ring finger. And that puts me at the end, so I'm about 20 there. The next one, you're going to flip the hands around. Palms are going to face forward. For many of you, you might have to slide your hands even off, almost off the pole, but you want to try to keep it as best you can. So we're going to do the same count going up and over. Make sure that you have balance. Make sure you see the horizon. Look around, make sure you got a neck. Go up, over, whoa boy, back, see, and then back, up and over. So we're keeping the hands facing forward. It's a pretty short broom for me. So keeping the hands facing forward, and then I think my shoulder's starting to open up. There we go. And then up and over. You notice my elbows bending. Eventually, you want to start getting them straight as best you can. It's about 7, seeing the horizon. So this one's quite a challenge for me because I have a bit of a shoulder injury. So I invite you, anytime you find the challenge, to find a little loving kindness for whatever the injury is, but also don't let the injury be an excuse. So you have to find your own balance with that. What works for you? Sometimes it means lay off. Sometimes it means strengthen it and use it. I found the quicker I can start using and moving, the better after a period of rest. I've got 3 more, I think. 2 more, and then 1 more. So it's going to stay in the back. Flip the hands around so that the stick is behind me. Got my knees bent. My palms are now facing forward. You're going to see that I'm probably going to want to duck, and everyone's going to want to duck when you go up and over. That's not a problem, but eventually you want to be able to get the broom all the way over your head without ducking. So you can bring it up, over. When you get it to the front, you're going to squeeze and open up the sternum. So I'm trying to squeeze even my index finger on the broom, and it's going to open up the entire forearm. I'm going to even open up my collarbones and let my shoulder blades come together a little bit. It was pretty intense. And then back up, back over. So that's one. We'll do 10 of these. Up, over, squeeze, open up sternum. Push your heels down. Push the balls of feet down and open up your hip flexors. And then back up and over. And then back. So this is 3. Pubis forward, sacrum backwards. Open up your collarbones. Let your shoulder blades move together. Turn your armpits in towards your heart and try to get your index finger on the broom. And then back up. Back over. Back up. Back over. Now I'm kind of ready, so I'm just going to move it. Holding a little bit tighter. Two more, I think. One more. And done. Cool. Next one. And bring the broom behind the neck. And I'm just going to hang my arms over the edge. So I want to get it pretty low in my neck. If you see, I want it down just at the bottom of my cervical spine. And then I've got my like scarecrow arms here. So when we do some of the movement practices later on, these engagements will be helpful for you to see. Bend your knees, see the horizon, and we're going to twist. But the first twist is kind of loose. So you see my gaze is going to go off to the side. Just kind of moving my spine. So whatever is light and easy for you. Got a little dance going. If you have the ability to turn on music, you turn on something. Hey Siri, play. I don't know, whatever. Oh, I hope Siri doesn't turn this off. So right now, I'm just trying to feel into my low spine. And then I'm also trying to feel into any injuries that I may have. So ruptured disc from my early 20s, which I have to take care of for the rest of my life. So I always check in with my left low back, left glute, and then also a recent right shoulder injury. So I'm checking in with those two things. And those are probably very much related. Cool. So we just had a little twisty dance. Now we tighten the screws. And when I mean tighten the screws, we drill our feet down. Feet go forward. I'm gonna do slight pigeon toe because that's my work. I'm gonna have my knees travel straight forward. As my left arm comes forward, my right eye is gonna see my left fingers. And then as my right arm comes forward, my left eye is gonna see my right fingers. Notice my knees. I'm gonna keep them still, or as best I can. Maybe even my hips stay still. And the work here is try to get the twist lower and lower. So I'm almost in like a quasi chair pose. And I'm activating my twist way down. The other game I play, if you take my classes regularly, as I twist to the right, my navel goes left. As I twist to the left, my navel goes right. So I'm always finding the counter twist as best I can anyway. So I do about 10 more of these. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. Next one. It's like an around the world. The idea you'll see in class when we do that skier pose, I'm going to pull my pants up so you don't see my ass, that the stick is going to go out. This is about where you want to be. So I'm in a basically almost 90 with my legs. The stick is in front of me, and I'm going to take my vision out with the stick up to the right, standing up, back bending in the middle, squatting down as it goes to the left. Vision stays with the stick. Bring it way out front, and we go. Cool? So we'll do 10 of those to the right. Belly on your legs. Take it out to the right. Reach way to the right, stand up, back bend, all the way to the left. Vision stays on the pole. And that's 1, 2, reach way out front, 3. As you go out front, butt goes back. 4, 5, 6, 7. Use the feet so much. 8, 9, 10. Cool. Take a little break, especially if you get dizzy. Pull your pants up if you need to, if you're me. We'll go to the left. Flatten out the back. Reach way out in front. So somebody's pulling the pole and you're pulling back. So that's the image anyway. And you go to the left. Stand up. Back bend at the top. Way to the right. Way out front. And that's 1. And then 2. And then 3. And then 4. Use those feet. Be careful grabbing your toes. 5, 6, 7. I really got to get further to the left. I just noticed. I think this is 8. Maybe I lost count. 9 and 10. Oh, finish it. Cool. Next one. We're going to do triangles. So the same sort of position that we started with the around the world thing that we just did. Make sure that you can see the bottom of this pole. I'm going to put the soft broomy side on the hand that's going up. You'll see why in just a sec. Stick goes behind the neck. You're going to bend the knees a ton. You're going to reach the left hand down, hold a little bit of the stick, the pole, broom, and then we twist. So you're kind of leaning back into it. Now, if you have a longer pole, this is where you want the longer pole. But it's totally okay to just bend your arm and try to extend your right elbow up. So I'm turning to the right. I want my navel to go left. And I'm trying to keep my head in line with my butt as best I can and really activating my feet. And then flatten back out. Looking out. I'm going to switch the size of the pole. So look out. Put the hand down. I'm going to bend that top elbow so I get a little resistance. And now I have a nice boundary to back bend against. So I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm reaching my crown towards you, and I'm reaching my butt away from you. And that gives me a nice long spine to release backwards. Now it's starting to open. So if you notice, and I'll try to slow this down, if you slow your breath down, can you let the spine give you more twist without forcing, letting the breath guide you? And then back to the middle, and then rise up. I'm going to switch the pole. So this time, instead of the hand going to the middle, your hand's going to go in front of the opposite foot. So I'm going to take my left hand to my right foot. So my setup is bend down, see what's out there, take my hand all the way across, try to get it down, bending my right elbow so I get into that boundary a little bit. And then I'm just going to back bend. I'm relaxing back. Breath is helping me open up. Again, my work here, I mean, you hear me kind of struggle. I'm trying to get that left heel down, which for me is a big struggle. And then I'm trying to get my right knee forward. And as that right knee comes forward, I notice the back of my liver, which is the back right ribs, start to let go, which is a beautiful thing. Might even make me a little emotional. So keep allowing the breath to unwind the back instead of force. Again, I'm going back to getting left heel down, right knee forward, navel finding my left heel. There it is. Ah. And then breath became much easier. Back to the middle, rise up, and then switch. So this time the pole is going to go, or the top of the pole, right hand is going to go towards your left foot. Set yourself up, bend your knees a lot, look out. So if you notice I'm way bent, hand's going to come across towards the left foot. I'm going to bend, and I can definitely feel my butt coming out of my pants. Now I'm trying to find left knee forward, right heel. So navel's going to find my right heel. And this is a much easier way for me to twist. So I can really feel it open if I can just relax my breath. So I'm going to try that for a second quietly. So my navel is finding that heel. My right knee is coming forward. My left knee is still coming forward, even though I'm finding that left heel. And this is for me. You may be a right heel, left knee person. And then back to the middle. Look out. Rise up. Last one. Adjust your pants if you're me. You take the stick, the broom, and find something kind of steady to stand it in. To the same stance that we had before. You're going to bend your knees. And then you're going to let your ears go slightly below your arms. So your armpits are going to reach forward. Your butt's going to reach backwards. Your knee's going to reach forward. Now, if you have somebody at home to pull the broom back, you can really open up your shoulders. Or if you have something to hold on to, for instance, like if I wanted to hold on to this, right? So same thing. But for these purposes, we'll do about 5 breaths each side. 4. So you notice I'm trying to get my neck long so that I'm not extending or opening my shoulders without the spine being involved. So I almost want the length first in the spine, although that's not always the case. I'm switching hands now, so I have 5 more breaths. Keeping my vision slightly forward, like I'm looking at the bottom of the pole. Knees going forward, butt going back. I'm really pushing my feet a lot without gripping my toes. In fact, you can even spread your toes and put them back down. I've got gloves on, so I'm sliding. 1 more breath. And done. I like to slide this back, stand up. Last thing, which is not really part of the Katonah series, but I like it. Hold the broom stiffly in one hand. You're going to find the middle. So like for me, because this is weighted down here, it's a little further down. But if you have an evenly weighted pole, it's probably going to be in the middle. I'm going to hold my elbow high. I'm going to twist it in both directions. So just like if you've taken class with me and trying to do cars, shoulder cars, or hip cars, trying to keep the ribs down. Elbow staying up. I'm pushing my feet. And this gets way into my shoulder joint attachments. Oh yeah, see the horizon. I'm staring at the camera. I'm trying to be a good teacher, but really I need to look at the horizon. Because that opens the shoulder. Holy moly, it works. And I'm going to turn a little bit to where my heart goes to 2, so it's going to look like I'm off center. And that gets it right there. Cool. Other hand. Remember, if you're in a tiny New York City apartment, or even my apartment's not even that small, but boy, there's stuff everywhere because the babies. Be careful not to knock anyone out, or your wine glasses, or heaven forbid, your tequila bottles off the wall. So really, I'm gripping pretty firmly. I'm pushing, this is my left side, I'm pushing my left foot quite a bit. And I'm giving it a good twist. I'm trying to let the whole joint turn. So the whole ball and the socket turning. Now I'm going to turn my heart to 2. And for this side, let's turn to 10 just to see what happens. Oh boy. And done. Whew.